young children and old people in my village. This epidemic was like a big monster, killing with no mercy and then laughing at what it had done. This horrible chickenpox monster took one of my brothers with it, which left me angry and sad. Unfortunately, this was not the only problem we faced. My family was very poor at this time, and we did not even own our own land. Like most villagers, we had to work for a rich landowner in order to survive. I needed to get away. I had heard great things about America, about how I could get a good job and own my own land.
On that train, many thoughts and fears crossed my mind. I had no idea what I would do when I got to America, but I knew that I would flourish. I decided that no matter how life turned out, it would improve in America. As I disembarked the train and headed toward the port of Marseille, I became lost in thought. Where was I to stay? Would I have to return home? I ignored these negative thoughts as I entered the port office and produced my ticket. I then handed my truck to the gruff deckhand, and he hoisted it onto a truck.
The gruff deckhand pulls my ticket from him as I prepare to board the ship. All these people, I think to myself, will this vessel really carry us? I have been so very optimistic about my new life, and this doubt is unsettling.
As we began to board the ship, all I could think about was how I would never return to France or even Europe again. And I was starting a whole new life the moment I stepped onto that ship. There was no turning back. I was headed to America.
The line moves forward. I'm pushed to the side by a family of three, mother, father, and son, who rush to the shelter of the inner chamber. Once they pass, I must casually lean into the center of the aisle in order to reassert my position in the seemingly endless queue of boarding passengers. When we reach the inner chamber, we're ushered into our tiny dormitories where we'll spend much of our time over the coming weeks. Our cots are small, and tall as I am, I know I'm not in for a comfortable journey.
By the time the ship left port, it was after dark, and I was ready to turn in for the night. And after quite a few failed attempts, I was able to sleep. I was awoken by the sound of a baby crying.
Positive. Think positive, I reassure myself. I must remember that no matter how hard the journey is, it'll be worth it in the end. To escape the poverty of my country, to be once again with my brother, and most importantly, to start my own business. I have a burning desire for enterprise. I have learned the business trade thoroughly, and I'm ready for the rush of owning a company. I decide to take a rest for a while. Dinner will be served, and I ought to be my best when I meet my fellow passengers. Just as I lie down, I spring back up in fright at the sound of the steam engine roaring to life, apparently adjacent to my room. It takes me a while, but eventually I'm able to get to sleep. When I wake up, I look down at my watch. 9:35 p.m. The dinner started an hour and 35 minutes ago. Should I even bother going? I don't want to embarrass myself in front of my fellow passengers, but I definitely need the food. And perhaps I can share with a table neighbor. As I hurriedly prepare for the dinner, I rush down the steps, nearly tripping several times. Once I reach the galley, there are 6 people in the room. 5 appear to be crew, playing a quiet game of poker. The other is a girl, perhaps 14 years of age. She sits with her nose in a book. I approach and inquire as to the absence of more passengers. She tells me that most people just left, but she believes the chefs are still in the kitchen, and perhaps they have some leftovers for me. I approach the kitchen doors and knock once, twice, and 3 times. To no avail. I see no lights through the windows and hear no sounds. I was too late.
On that train, I met